Top of the morning, you guys. Yes. So I didn't make one yesterday. You know, I sure was thinking about it the whole time. Again, hi, you guys. This is Rick, coming to you from sunny Key West, Florida. And I hope you have time for another little lesson today. I don't know how it is, or, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, something's been going over my mind. I tell you, this stuff it's permeating. Whereas, I'm working right now on a mural about the wrath, and it's coming along nice. I think today's my last day on it, so I'll do a little video of it before I finish it all off. But as a quick cap, it's like all I do is think about this stuff nowadays. And I know I have to work, so that's why you haven't been hearing from me. And well, let's just get right into today's little business. All right. Of course, I'm going to recap a few things that we have to remember. That when it comes to reading our Bibles, is that the Bible itself, well, if you just were reading it, it looks like it has a whole mess of characters in it, and it would run on for days and days and days with all the different people that they have in there. But what we have to understand is that it's really about one person in the story, and that's who's usually given the story, who's telling it, whether it be Moses or Noah. Jesus, when Jesus is telling the story, he's pretty much talking about himself, or he's giving examples of things. But you have to understand that you're Jesus, you're Mary, you're God, all right? When God speaks, you are the Son of Man when you are, just an ordinary person, ordinary, working out of the left side of your brain, but as soon as you learn to connect both sides together and you work as one with God, then you are known as what's known as the Son of God. All right. So what I'm getting at is that, all of the characters, your brothers and your sisters, your mother and your father, any kind of maid servants, male servants, anyone. This is all of these people in the book is just you, one person. All right. So let's get into this here. Lucifer, he's you. All right. When they say that the kingdom of God is within you, that's both heaven and hell. These are both kingdoms. All right. And they are both inside of you. This is what creates the duality. That the Lucifer side of you actually represents the skin. All right? The part of us that we can't live without, But we also can't live without our spirit. And our spirit is a cleaner and more beautiful place. All right? And it's separated in itself on, to being our soul and the connection. The higher connection, and it's all built into us as one. So that is the kingdom of God that is within us. Okay? And if you were one of these people that the Bible claims as being gay or homosexuals, that you're going to seek God outside of yourself. You're going to read that every one of these people in the book is someone real, and that you're going to give worship to and praise to. And so this is this idea that when you are no longer connected to the higher side, you are a fallen angel. You are from heaven, they fell to earth. This is when you give up mother and father, and you cleave to husband and wife. You cleave to your wife. You've given that side up. All right. And the thing is that as long as you work the female side of you correctly, she will always bring you back to God. All right. She'll bring you back to the connection. All right. That connection is what they're going to be called today, is what we're going to be talking about, is the light. The child that is born in you in order to get this place. All right, and what it means to be a light bearer. All right, and let's see, is that anybody here I know? No. Because it comes up as being, it's pretty controversial. And what happens is I actually read from the King James Bible, the original translated one, which works very well. I mean, that's the only one I do have. I don't know what else is there. But it contains all the words, hip, ands, buts, and all of these things. It was just translated to the T wonderfully. And every translation after that is wrong. And so, like, where you get nowadays is you find out that the light bearer means Lucifer. Okay? So, yeah, all right. You contain the light. And really what the light bearer is it's defined in Isaiah as being some, a container, the light. Let's see, what does it say? Do I have it in here real fast? The light bearer, yeah, it says Isaiah. It refers to the shiny one. The shiny one, that's all. And of course, we know the song, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 shine. Not gonna let the devil it out. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Not gonna let the devil it out. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Alright, so we are children of light. And therefore, if we wish to, otherwise, we could be considered children of darkness. Alright, the eye is single, brings light into your eyes. But if your eye is not single, then it brings darkness into your eyes. It's always about this serving of the Lord is what the information in the Bible is all about. It doesn't teach us how to grow our hair. It doesn't teach us how to build our homes. It doesn't teach us how to fish. It doesn't do any of these things. What it does is in the metaphysical way, it teaches you how to look for the truth. That's fishing. Alright? It teaches you how to become even and to get even, and that's meditation. And it tells you how to get there. And that is to gird your waist. And to evoke that single eye. Now, another wonderful thing about light bearer is that what you find it that Lucifer, the word Lucifer, what does it mean? What does the word Lucifer mean? In Hebrew, it means the light bearer. So Lucifer was never really a bad name, but this is this idea that it's the tempest in a lot of ways. When you put Lucifer and Satan together, this is the tempest. This is because this world around us is so tempting that it's just so easy for us to fall for it. Whereas the one for God, if you read the top, it's very hard. You have to hate your mom, you have to do this. There's like this huge, confusing way to become a follower of God. I mean, it really is. And I'll tell you this, it's written somewhere in the Bible that God is not an author of confusion. It just isn't. But he is telling you these parables, and he told us how to read them, but if we've got to set our sights on the outside and stay within the confusion, then yes, then this is the fallen star. Alright? But, since a lot of our information comes from the sky, what brings in the morning, and you would say that we rose in the morning. Most of these stories, he went to bed, and early in the morning he rose. This is the sun rising. All right, there's a precursor to that sun rising as well, which could very well be this light we're talking about, and that's Venus. Venus, the goddess of love. She comes above. She was the bringer of the dawn. Do you understand? So this is a play on something cosmic. But at the same time, it's that little prayer and that birth of the child within us to get everything going, to get things started. All right? So, knowing very well that you are 666 and you are the chosen one, you're the guy that wants to be an internal person. You get a hold of that Lucifer side of you, and you connect it to the real light side, because you are the light bearer. Yeah, you are Lucifer. You are Jesus. You got it going down. You got all of this going on, but you want to know what side of the light you want to be on. If you're on the outside, it may not be such a great thing, but you know, one of those things on, you know, you'll get your rewards. I've been there. We've all had our time. But to go on the inside is what they're talking about. All right? Now, there's only a few places in here, and they really get themselves all up in a roar. But what it really happens is that it's the star of the morning. All right? And let's see. There's passages in Isaiah. Who have fallen from heaven. All right, this is where everybody gets the idea from, being Lucifer and the fallen angels that have been cast from heaven. You know, that they chose their way and they got a bunch of people to go with them. Well, remember, it's you, and you just decided, or was told, or never told this, ever. So, you know, but still, you know, I've heard people listen to me, they've listened, they say, oh, yeah, well, I'm still not going to believe you. You got a drinking monkey over your shoulder. I don't believe you. You know, fine. You know, sometimes, you know, wisdom has a way of, you know, evading certain idiots. All right? In 2 Peter, a lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star arises in your heart. So, you know, they're talking about, you know, what's going on inside of us. The heart, it means that it takes our emotions. We want to do this. That's why it's in our heart to do it. All right? Whereas a lot of, when people, you know, it's really in their hearts too, when they're running around in their, you know, the outside world. But it's really from their mind. It's all it is. Their mind and their heart aren't really connected in that way. All right? So they're still serving, you know, Satan. You know, it just happens, you know. All right? In Revelations, I, Jesus, sent my angel to testify these things before the churches. I am the root, a descendant of David, a bright morning star. Now, you're David. You know, and you descended from David. That's the idea. It's not having to do anything. You know, we did the lineage of Jesus and found out that you're Jesus. You know, there is no other person. Besides, remember, the stories are all wrapped around one person. And it's the book is meant for one person to read it and get this information out. You can have a bunch of people reading books and get something out of it, but the idea is it's really written towards the individual. All right. So that's Revelations. Revelations says, I will give him the morning star. I will give him the morning star. So anybody who seeks after this, I will give him the morning star. All right, and in Numbers is the better one. Numbers 24, chapter 24, verse 17. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come forth from Jacob. A scepter shall rise from Israel, and shall crush through the forehead of Moab, and tear down all the souls of Seth. Let's say it Seth. Let's say it correctly. All right. So it says, "I see him, but see him not. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near." So these are like, you know, he's here, but he's not. He's here. A star shall come forth from Jacob. Remember, you're Jacob. Jacob is gets changed. Jacob is the normal person. When he goes through this business, he becomes Israel. So that's the staff. The scepter shall rise from Israel, right? And it shall crush through the forehead of Moab. Moab is of his father. That means in Hebrew, Moab means, so it's of his father. So it's to open up a spot in you and tear down all the souls of Seth, the anointed. This is all about good things. This is it's just a positive thing. Everything about it is positive. But when you find that when the 5 is down, Jesus, God, Lucifer, with the stars pointing down, is the fallen angels, it's the fallen you, and that's you without this light in you. That's all this is. That's all this is about. All right. So don't be afraid. And I'll tell you, when one of these guys show up in the future for whatever it is, I just want you to know that that it's all going to be fake. It'll be as fake as Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse are. It'll be entertaining at best. But don't be afraid of these things. What we're learning is how to keep the like the grips on this monster is all it is. I'm not so sure what. Well, we know what kind of monsters can exist in the minds of people. I used to go to bed afraid. I used to always be afraid of what was under the bed. We didn't. The light in our room was always not working, and I used the light in the hallway. We used to turn the light on in the hallway, open the door, and the light would scare all the roaches out of the place, or move them out of the way. But, that's scary in itself. But we'd swing open the door, and I'd shut off that light and run and jump onto my bed. And then there was this big window behind me. And I would think that, if I just opened up those curtains, there was going to be a monster inside there. Oh, my God. I was frightened, just frightened. I was just absolutely scared of all kinds of stuff. But, what I learned as a kid, and I don't know where I got it from, but I would push through, the peanut game, and think about Christmas and cartoons, to try to change my mind, change my thoughts, and now as I'm older, I find out what that means is that you're one of them shepherds. You're just keeping track of your sheep, which are thoughts. And instead of having negative thoughts coming in, which governed me, I was scared to death. But just in order to get some peace, I had to change how I was thinking in order to maintain some kind of calm. And so, remember when we're as children, we're closer to the Lord. Until we grow up and take on this adult responsibility, do we switch into beta conscious. So, I was getting help from afar, and it was really cool. All right, well, anyways, I got to answer the phone. I love you guys. The best to you, and hope you got something out of that.